what they sort of found basically was for retail investors, the price went up with the general trends of the market, so to speak. The legislation is not, we'll say necessarily applicable. That's sort of due to the fact that in the states it's a bit bodgy in the way that it works, basically. Like the logics behind the what classifies as security for them is a bit different. And this is obviously still up in the air as it's an ongoing case. But as we know, Mr. Gary Gensler is gone. He's he's one of these yeah, he's a Democrat guy, and he's a fighter. Let's just say that he's a real big fighter. This case was pretty sloppy in following it, but for institutional investors, what was found is that it it is sort of a security. And I'm being very vague here, but just go along and say the hearing was basically there was no initial coin offering. So no initial coin offering. And despite this, the institutions did start buying up XRP. And the problem that we run into with this is that XRP was marketed. Marketed as a solution to overseas payments. And it's sort of a way of quickly transferring money overseas with minimal fees. As a lot of you know, the method in which XRP's nodes reach consensus is not exactly publicly available. There's some documentation on sort of analysis of how it works, but it's not like ETH or BTC, anything like this. Because you can read ETH's white paper and you can ascertain a lot of information. And he up Mr. Vitalik, he keeps us posted. Shout out Senor Vitalik or Vitalik Buterin, whatever. Vitalik Buterin. There we go. And Bitcoin, it started ages ago. All the nodes are ran they ran everywhere pretty much. But, just tying back to sort of this idea of libertarian, classical liberal views, the problem sort of gets to where do you draw the line in finding Ripple Labs for this? Where is it sort of placed that, hey, this is wrong, hey, this is not? Because, as you know, a lot of the nodes for the Ripple network, they're not run by retail investors. They're not run by people that are passionate about XRP, because the consensus method is not consensus method is not reached on mining. Okay, it's not something you can mine. It's different. It is a proof of work related method, but it's completely different. And this is why, although I'm very bullish on XRP, it, it is still sort of up in the air what happens with everything. Okay, so and I think this is also just another major driving factor in why retail investors are very, very, you know, against investing in it, along with your institutional investors, especially because of tariffs and whatnot, which are I won't speak on tariffs. I won't speak on Trump's decisions. Not for very long, at least. I think it's fucking stupid. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. All right, but this is sort of part of the reason why you have a lot of retail investors. All they do is pump their money into BTC. Okay, and I think just all in all, a lot of the fear, the fear, the fear, it's much more fear than it is being safe about something. I can't think of any other points that I was trying to cover here. But yeah, that's about it. Because look, in terms of the I'll post a bunch of these documents in the description. But the cryptography behind XRP, it's brilliant, completely brilliant. But I will just make a statement, and you can take this at face value if you want. A lot of the Bitcoin investors don't actually understand the technology behind Bitcoin itself. They sort of just see, oh, decentralized. Oh, it's out of the hands of the big government. All this stuff. And they're like, well, I don't care. Okay, I don't care. I'm not I'm not going against any of that, and they pump their money into it. But when they see XRP, they'll read the white paper, they'll see the major adoption amongst multiple banks. I think what's the statistic? It's like 100% of Japanese banks, or major Japanese banks, are adopting it. Westpac Group, or maybe not Westpac. Westpac is adopting it. Among other things. But look, that's all. That's all for today. We'll say, fam. Peace. Peace. Oh no.